Modern men have low self esteem, man. I don't know how else to put it. The self esteem of the average man, young man in particular, collectively as a whole, young men of the world, have low self esteem. At this point in world history, these men that walk the earth in 2022 have the lowest self esteem in world history, guaranteed. It can't even be close. And I'm sure there's a lot of reasons why a man would have low self-esteem. You could have low self-esteem because you don't make enough money. You could have low self-esteem because your accomplishments aren't where you think they should be. You could have low self-esteem because, you haven't received the education that you think you should have received by now, or whatever it may be. And that's all fine. I can accept any of those because every young man enters the adult world at rock bottom. Okay? You don't have accomplishments. You don't have an education. You don't have money. You start at the bottom and you start to accomplish things. You start to get shit done. And you build self-esteem as you go. That's natural. But if you're a guy who looks in the mirror and the reflection that you see is a direct reflection of your self-esteem, I don't think there's any help for you. That's pitiful. That's not respectable. It's pathetic. I don't know how else to put it. And I'm not trying to bully anybody, but it's just the truth. So in this video, I want to help you overcome that if you're one of those guys. And I want to explain to you why looks don't really matter that much. Now, at the same time, they do matter a lot. But that's not important. What's important is understanding why they matter. When you understand why they matter, you'll understand why they don't matter and why they do matter. Doesn't make sense, but I'll explain. Now imagine you have a group of women. You've got 25 women. And they're gathering together and they're going to go to a like a all girls party, but they're going to get a male stripper. The stripper they order, if they get to look at a catalog of men, they're going to pick one that is handsome, physically fit, he's packing, a guy that just looks like this ultimate sexual male specimen. They're going to pick him. He's going to show up at the party. And he's going to be dancing around, and when he finds a girl to give a lap dance to, do you think she gets excited because he's handsome, physically fit, and packing? Or do you think she gets excited? Hold on. First, answer that question in the comment section. Do you think she's excited because she has a handsome man who's physically fit and packing? Yes or no? And why? Explain why. Well, if you answered yes, you were wrong 99% of the time. You're right 1% of the time, so I'll give you that. You're 1% right, but you're 99% wrong. The reason women get excited when they're getting a lap dance from this guy is because she's the woman that's getting the lap dance. It's a validation thing. It always is. The other girls see her getting the lap dance. She is the queen bitch. She's the woman that's getting chosen. It's the same thing if you worked at McDonald's. And let's say you worked at McDonald's and, you had a male coworker that was extremely handsome. And all the female coworkers want to get chosen by him. It's not because they're lusting after the way he looks. They're so excited about how handsome he is. It's because they want to be the chick that, the queen bitch that gets chosen by him. That's what they want. It's a status thing. It's a validation thing amongst the other women. And by the way, just as a side note, that's also why women like wedding rings. That's why most women want to get married. What do you think provides more validation? A woman who is the girlfriend of a Chad at the age of 28. You know, she's a girlfriend to a really good looking guy. He won't marry her. Maybe he'll knock her up, but he'll never marry her. Or a woman who gets with an average looking guy. You know, he buys her a nice ring, a nice wedding. You know, they have a nice family, a nice house. You know, they're living that life. Who gets more validation? That's an obvious answer. You know, it's very obvious. Even in situations where women are hooking up strictly sexually, it's usually still about validation. You know, for example, you could have a woman that's, maybe you have a 45-year-old woman, and she wants to hook up with the hot guy, the young hot guy that's 25. Do you think she wants to hook up with him because he's hot? Or do you think she wants to hook up with him so everybody knows she's still sexy at 45 and she can still pull that 25-year-old dude that's hot? You know, it's pretty obvious. You see this unfold in Hollywood all the time, on the television all the time. You know, women like Jennifer Lopez dating younger guys, Jennifer Aniston, Demi Moore, Jada Pinkett Smith. You know, these women, they don't do this because he's hot. They do it for validation. Stella's got her groove back. They want to prove that they're still sexy enough to do it. And when you understand that, when you understand that it's about validation, you know, it's about status, then you'll also understand that looks are only one form of validation. You know, being the good-looking guy, that's one form of status. It's a status symbol that women can validate their self-worth off of. And then you can pursue something a little more meaningful because your looks aren't really going to change that much. You know, you can get in better shape, work on your physique, get a better haircut, dress better, you know, have a more professional looking style, or maybe a more hip looking style, whatever you're going for. But other than that, you're not going to be able to change it that much. But you can change the status of other areas in your life. That's why I started out with the video talking about the money and the accomplishments and all that stuff. Because ultimately, those things are going to trump looks. Status trumps everything, man. Status provides validation to women. They feel fulfilled when they land a high-value man, a high-status man. You know, why do you think the high-value man is so trendy in 2022? Everybody's talking about high-value men. What's a high-value man? You know, there's a lot of different forms of a high-value man. High value is high value. But that's what any man should be pursuing. And it's not just for women. You know, you should have a competitive spirit amongst other men, for one, but you should also do it for yourself. Do it for your last name. Do it for your family. Do it for your dad. Do it for your grandpa. Make them proud. You know, climb some dominance hierarchies. There's a lot of ways you can climb a dominance hierarchy. You know, you can use the old-fashioned way, the tried and true way. You can get your master's degree, your PhD, become a business executive, senior project manager, you know, whatever it is. Go work in the corporate world. Go be an engineer. Go work in a STEM field. You know, that's the old-fashioned way. You can climb dominance hierarchies. You can be that guy that makes $250,000 a year. The guy that is a status symbol for women. The guy that is competing with other high-value men. And a guy that is high self-esteem. He's fulfilled without women. You know, he's already there. Or you can choose, you know, depending on what your skill set is. Some people are artists or athletes. You know, they find their way into professional sports, or, you know, the music or acting industry or something of that nature. I understand that's not going to be for everybody. That's only going to be a select few. But that's just another version of high status. You know, some people nowadays, they get fame. They get internet fame. You know, it could be they could be a famous YouTuber, they could be famous on TikTok or, you know, Instagram or, you know, whatever. You know, turn it into a multi-million-dollar business. Happens all the time. I can open up my cell phone. I know probably 50 to 100 guys that have become millionaires off social media. And none of them were shit before social media. It just happened. You know, they just started working and it just worked out for them. And they became high status. And once you get there, man, once you get to a certain level and the world starts treating you differently, guarantee you, you're not going to sit around and worry about looks. You know, that's kind of the low-hanging fruit of the manosphere. People sit around and worry about looks. You know, let women worry about looks. Let them put on the makeup and the filters and all that crap and worry about being the prettiest girl around. Let them worry about that. Man should never worry about looks. Now again, do looks matter? Yeah. Of course they matter. If you want your angle with women to be the hot guy angle. The hot guy angle has a lot of limitations. You know, if you want your angle with women to be the high value man, the successful man, the alpha man, the dominant man, you know, choose whatever route you want to choose. But ultimately, you just got to find a way to build your own self-esteem up. And you shouldn't do it off of looks. You know, that's a recipe for disaster. Even if you have the looks when you're young, they're going to go away once you get a little older. So why would you do that? Focus on something more productive. And I don't like to get into all the pills. You know, you got the blue pill. These are the guys that see the world as they wish it was, or as they see the world the way their controllers told them it was supposed to be. You've got the red pill. These are the guys that see the world as it is. They see the truth and the lies. And then you got the black pill. Now, the black pill is a group that focuses predominantly on looks. You know, they just can't see past it. And I don't like to bash the black-pilled guys. You know, I would like to help them. I understand why they are the way they are. I understand why they are where they are. You know, and it's because they look in the mirror and their self-esteem is a direct reflection of what they see. And until they find a way out of that mindset, they're never going to get it. They're never going to improve. They're always going to sit there in that dark, gloomy, sad existence. But there is a way out. There's definitely a way out. Hopefully this video helps them find it, but you know, we all know it probably won't. Anybody that's black-pilled, they'll probably watch this video and say it's cope. I'm just helping people cope. I'm just selling them cope. But I didn't speak one lie in this whole entire video. So hopefully it does help somebody. And hopefully you do get your self-esteem up. You know, and I want people to know I don't do consultations. Like, I don't do $1,000 consultations. Like, I'm not just asking guys to get their pocketbooks out, write me a check, make me rich, and I'll keep giving you advice and telling you what you want to hear. I like to make these videos. This isn't going to have a very catchy title. It's probably not going to reach that many people. So I probably won't make that much money off of it. But hopefully you can find somebody that can actually, you know, get something out of it, get some value out of it. And with that being said, I don't really have much else to say. So you're going to have to find something else to watch, because this video is over. That's about it for today, guys. Until next time, see ya.